Hey there. So I just came back from Matt's, and well, first off, I was sent two sets of cans. So thank you so much from Treehouse for the Brewer versus Brewer. And I did a whole video for you guys, blah blah, and then like you guys made fun of me, like like the one that you thought was the worst was the voted the best, blah blah blah. Whatever. I don't care. There's no shame in it. Like I do. That's not my living, but I spend a lot of time doing this. I'm an advanced listener. Like, I have very high confidence in my palate. It is what it is. It's also preference. Like, who am I going to argue with? Like, it's like, you don't like that beer. I think it's better. Like, bro, you like what you like, whatever you like. But I'm going to tell you straight, like, what I think and, like, the objective parts about it, too. So, did with Matt, and he obviously doesn't care. Like, I think, we don't know. Like, if you want to dig in deeper, what the other three brewers are, but, like, yeah, we know Nate. Like, Nate's the face of the brewery. Like, he does the YouTube videos. He's been the OG. And, hell, I've personally, like, interacted with him at the anniversary years ago. And so, yeah, I brought the beer. It's like, hey, man, like, thank you for donating all this. You know, he like, sends me, like, all this Treehouse beer, or hands me all this Treehouse beer and stuff from trips and his friends and stuff, so. I'm drinking one right now. I'm being very special, right? So I brought the cans. Like, I don't want to drink. What am I gonna do? The whole 4 series again? Let's share it. And let me give the results. Let's just hit the results. So he liked Steady Glow the most, but we both thought that Steady Glow and from Fields of Green were the Treehousey beers. Literally, my impression. Like, 2 beers taste like Treehouse beers, right? We switched on Whispers and what was it? Well, Windswept. For me, and our opinions were pretty similar. Like, the Windswept was a little bit different. It a little bit more New Zealandy, and then the Whispers just. Again, if you can get a local, or hell, go to your boutique craft beer store, and if you could find a hazy IPA that tastes like that, you're very happy, right? But the problem is it just tastes like a generic, really good hazy IPA. It doesn't have the Treehouse distinctive character. And again, we both agreed, the most hot burning of the bunch, noticeable hot burn, maybe a little bit of chalkiness in there too. Again, but like, it's like, I mean, granted, if you blind taste me multiple times, yeah, I might change my opinions and stuff, but like, I've noticed that, like, my confidence on my palate is pretty good, and I didn't veer him to, like, I don't think he watched my video and then, like, walked in there going, like, all right, which ones are the ones I'm gonna like, we sat down, we have 4 cans, poured in a bunch of glasses, and we just gave her, like, and honestly, I'm not gonna say, like, well, this tastes like this, right? No, Matt gave me some feedback, and, we just agreed, like, 2 taste like Treehouse, the ones that I thought were the best, and then we flip-flopped on the other 2. We're also get a little bit more unique, but he liked the Whispers more than Windswept. But number 1 and 2 were agreed. So, and I will say, it was also cool doing it the second time, because the first time I did it was right out of the fridge. Bang. I was trying to get it in, get a review in. I think I might have came back from work that night. Like, I had to drive. His house was like almost 20 minutes away, and then like, oh, that reminds me. I had to get the kids McDonald's. It took a minute. So like, the beer sat out of the fridge for a solid 40 minutes, and we took a solid hour plus, almost an hour plus to get through the cans, like tasting it. So these beers were sitting at 50 plus degrees, like, where I would argue the degradation point of a hazy IPA should be, where the best of the best, and they were all amazing beers, can be drank at that point, and you'll find the most amount of flaw and distraction, or get rid of distraction, find the most vulnerable points of the hazy IPA. The worst hazy IPA is the ones you have to drink cold, because once they can warm up, they become straight hot burn and chalk, right? They smell great, they taste pretty good cold, but then they fall apart when it warms up. Treehouse doesn't have that issue. And so we drank these at, like, the breaking point. It's the stress test, right? Like, it's nice to, like, try something when it's, like, amazing, but also, like, hey, what how good can you show at your worst condition? And these showed all fantastic. Treehouse is freaking nuts. But yeah, my opinion stood. His opinion stood to my former opinion, right? So, hey, shout out to you, Treehouse fans. Again, I'm blown away that the Treehouse fans voted the least Treehouse tasting beer to be the number one, and also it's by a margin, by the way. It's by a margin, by the way. And then also, I think Steady Glow, based on the brewers, if you base it on like complete points on like second place, third place, first place, right? Like you combine their points. I think Steady Glow is actually like number one or number two. So like I was sort of right, I think. What is this? It's not right. I'm gonna give you my opinion. We have 4 beers. 2 of them tasted like Treehouse. What are you gonna complain about? Those are the best. Treehouse. They taste good. All the beers are good. All the beers are good. Until next time, cheers. That's the update. I'm very happy that. I mean, there's confirmation bias too. Whatever, I don't care. Yeah, and the confirmation bias. Like I stared at the can, and was like, I know this one's gonna taste better because I tasted it before. No, the liquid's the liquid, and 2 of those beers taste like Treehouse beers, and Treehouse beers are the best beers, at least for hazy IPA, and other styles too, actually, honestly. But Treehouse beer is so good. Fun update. So, post in the comments below what do you think about my like confirmation of doing this all over again. Granted, I have a video. I'm like hanging out with like the kids, his wife, and his kid. Right? Like, yeah. But until next time, cheers later.